Welcome to another video tutorial from 2dgameartguru.com. Today I'm working in version 3 of Affinity Designer to show you how to create an interesting visual effect by combining compounds, contours and layer effects. When I move the circle, the combined shape, the highlights and the shadows are updated automatically. For this effect, I will use basic shapes, compound groups, the contour tool and layer effects, along with symbols. When you look at the layer panel, there is a compound inside a symbol, inside a group, inside another group. There is a reason to this madness, and I will explain it as I go through this video. Let's start with the basic shapes, a rectangle and a circle. I round the corners of the rectangle to match the overall style and add the circle. You might notice they are rather big and bulky. There is a reason for that. I select both shapes and combine them as a compound either via vector create compound or holding the Alt key while clicking on the boolean add. When I add a contour with a negative value to this compound, I get the nice blending effect on the edges. I can add additional shapes to the compound group and they will act the same way. Once I place the rectangle inside the compound group, it will take on the attributes of the compound group as well as the contour effect, which means I need to scale this rectangle up. I can move it around, I can scale it, I can rotate it, and the contour will work its magic. The only limitation in this case is that I used a compound group which only works on curves, texts, and closed vector shapes, not on lines, bitmap graphics, or symbols. They are the next step in the process though. I turn the compound into a symbol before adding the layer effects. This allows me to spread the effects over multiple objects and they will still act the same way. I group the symbol in order to apply the effect to the group, not the symbol. I add an inner bevel, adjust the radius and the shading color. I don't like to shade with black, I match it to the base color and an outer shadow. Just like the contour, the effects will be automatically updated when I move any element inside the compound group. I duplicate this group and remove the bevel and outer shadow. Instead, I will add a color overlay in black. I group this again and apply another visual effect to the group. This time it's a 3D. I adjust the direction and alter the specular and shininess level to get a strong rim light in the lower right. I chose black in order to change the layer blend mode to add, but it does not work unless I group prior and then set the group to add. The layer blend mode add will cancel out all dark colors and just show the highlight. A complete black will therefore be transparent and all I get is my white rim light. I duplicate the group to add highlights. I change the direction of the 3D effect to now be on the top left. And now I have strong lights, depths and a shadow on a combined object. And seeing it's a symbol, changes done to one symbol apply to all three copies of that symbol. I can change the color or add a gradient to the compound and it won't change the effects and the objects will react to them just as they did before to the single color. I just chose the slider for this video as it's a really simple design, but you can apply the same effect to more complex shapes or logos. One thing to keep in mind is that the contour does not scale with the objects. The contour stays the same, so now all my shapes get reduced to really thin sizes, I select the compound and adjust the contour to match the smaller size. Next, I'll create a inverted or inactive slider using different effects by copying the compound and turning it into a new symbol. I change the fill color of the compound, group the symbol to apply the effects to the new group, and then add an inner bevel set to inverted so it indents the design, and an inner shadow to enhance the shadow of the bevel. Seeing the highlight of the bevel won't be visible on a white fill, I alter the color to a light gray to show the bevel's highlight. Getting the layer effects right can be a little fiddly. I'm not happy with the way it looks, so I slide backwards and forwards and alter the colors. I think the shadow color of the bevel is the problem. I try to soften it with something blue or maybe purple, some other color than the pure black. And then go back to the inner shadow and make that line a little thinner, so it's really just an enhancement of that shadow edge. And just like the slider before, I can hide objects, add objects, and move them around, and the contour will work on those along with the effects. One great thing about using symbols is I can also tell them to not synchronize. The sync on off button allows me to select an object inside a symbol, move that with the sync off, or change its color, size, or rotation, and it will just affect that instance of the symbol. With the sync back on, I add numbers. When I place them inside the compound, the contour will cut into those, and even though I chose a rather bold font, it still makes it impossible to read. I take them out of the compound but keep them inside the symbol so they appear in both instances of my inactive slider. You might have noticed the orange lines in the layer panel. They indicate that these elements are part of a symbol, and the dashed line on the bottom slider show that it's detached from the rest. I can move that one without the other instance of the symbol being affected. Even with the sync back on, it remains detached. If you found the use of the layer effects interesting, check out the video on text effects. I go into more detail in that one. As usual, play around with this effect and give it a try. To create this effect, I used basic shapes, combined them in compound groups, applied the contour tool and added layer effects. And to add more detail, I used symbols and added a lot of groups. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, please subscribe to my channel, leave a like, and I will see you again soon.